Hello everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. Today episode is going to be very special and very relatable. We have with us someone who made a very bold move. He left his corporate job and is now a full-time stock market trader.
एग्जैक्टली अमित। बहुत लोग सोचते हैं कि फुल टाइम ट्रेडिंग ग्लैमरस होती है, फ्रीडम मिलती है, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस मिलता है, पर बिहाइंड द सीन एक कंप्लीट डिफरेंट स्टोरी। एंड टुडे वी विल अनकवर द रियलिटी ऑफ अ ट्रेडर। वेलकम टू द पॉडकास्ट जतिन। इट इज नाइस टू हैव यू विद अस।
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Amit. Thank you, Devjit. I'm really happy to be here and excited to share my journey, my experiences.
Thank you, Jatin. Let's start. First, tell your story. What were you doing before trading and how did this shift begin?
All right. I was working in IT. I spent probably more than 20 years with a good salary, routine life. But I used to have some sort of, interest in trading and stocks. So initially I started part time. I used to do trading probably, uh, whenever I get time between my job and likewise. And gradually I thought like, okay, I have some sort of, edge on this field and I think I can, go full time in this. So I took the final step. I thought it's time to leave the job and, pursue this trading career full time.
That's a bold decision actually. So quitting a full time job and getting into trading is totally different thing. You need a lot of courage to do that. So what triggered the final moment where you told yourself, now I'm ready?
There was no certain moment when I thought like, now I'm ready. It was, gradually it happened. So my first target was to before I quit my job, I had a clear thing in my mind that I need to have some sort of emergency fund, so that if my trading doesn't go good, I need to have some backup plan as well. So I saved amount, then I started doing these my trading activities, and initially it was like plus minus. Sometimes there were losses, sometimes profits. But yeah, it went on, and then gradually I started working on my profit and loss system. I made a plan when to exit the trade, how to manage the risk, so that I'm not losing my all my capital in one trade. So and one thing which I took too much time to work on was the emotions, because trading is all about controlling your emotions. So once all these things were done, I thought that okay, it's time to get into this full time, and finally I took the step.
Wow, amazing. So that means planning and discipline played a big role. It's not like one day you resign and next day you started trading.
No, you actually can't do that. You cannot simply wake up and say that okay, I'm going to be a full time trader. It's see, understand trading as a running a business. You'll have to have a good setup and a plan, because ultimately you are going to be a trader, not a gambler. So there is no shortcut in it.
So let's talk about the reality. People think full-time trading only works 9:15 to 3:30 and make more money. What is the reality? You would know the better, right?
No, it's not a 9 to 3:30. As a matter of fact, it's more than that. I mean, for example, if I take my own this daily routine, I study charts before and after market. I see the trend. I check the sectors, how each sector is performing in pre-market. If there is any relatable news which I need to keep in mind while taking the trade for the day. So, and when I get into intraday trade, if there is any, then I assess my capital and know what sort of loss and stop losses or risk I can take for the day. And once all these things are in place, then and then only I jump into the trade for the day. And besides all these, as we discussed, that emotionally you have to be in good control on yourself, because once you start taking trades emotionally, it's going to give you losses at times. So the crux is before 9 you have to be on your seat, assess your trades, check the news, and once trading session starts, play the game. So It takes practice. So it's end of the story. It's not 9 to 3:30. No.
Good to know. It's more than a corporate job. So it's not like 9 to 5. You have to spend more time. Okay. Uh, what one misconception about trading you wish people should understand?
See, the biggest thing which I believe people see trading as a easy money. I mean, like you come to the floor or probably you sit on a laptop, take a trade, make the money and go away. No, it doesn't work that way. Trading is a game of being in control. And so if there is any formula for this trading, so I'll say trading is all about controlling your greed, your fear. Don't build any FOMO factors in you. Follow the trend, make a system. I mean, see, it's not about just checking the chart. हम सबको वही चार्ट दिखने वाला है जो किसी भी बड़े या छोटे प्लेयर पे दिखता है. What we don't have is the discipline, because these big players, they have discipline. So that's the main important factor in trading.
Okay. So let's talk about the hot topic, which is losses. So, how do you handle your losses?
Losses are part of the game, so you'll have to face the losses every now and then. Idea is that you need to have some sort of a clear understanding when you'll say that, okay, I my decision was wrong and it's time to get out of the trade. So let's say if you are spending 100 rupees on a particular trade, so consider having 1 to 2% your capital as an asset. I mean, don't lose more than that, because the remaining capital will help you to take an next trade. Okay. Sometimes people don't take losses. They don't book their assets, thinking that, okay, यहाँ से reversal आएगा और मेरा position वापस से profit में आ जाएगा. It doesn't work that way. If you see that the SL is hit, get out of the trade. Just accept the fact that you lost it.
Understood. Like stop loss is important. So when we see there is this small loss, can we get the big win actually? So it's great. Good to know. So now, like a lot of people want to be like you. Job छोड़ के full time trader बनना है, because everybody feel it's easy money making. What's your honest advice to them?
My advice would be, don't just quit your job immediately. Have your plan laid out first, so that you are clear about what you are going to do. So maybe for initially 1 to 2 years, you can plan for part-time trades. You can, have time, look at the chart. If you see there is any trade, take it. But again, don't never take the trade because you have to take the trade. When I say part-time, it's not like, okay, you are doing your job and then you took a tea break or something. You opened your mobile, took the trade, and no, that will be a random trade. Don't do that. If you have time, so when I say part time, you should have the time to at least understand the chart, look at the view, how a certain stock is working, and then take the trade. And gradually, you'll see if you are following a system. So gradually, you'll be profitable. When that depends entirely upon how you are reading chart and how you are controlling your emotions. But you can say that it will take probably 1 to 2 years. As far as leaving a job is concerned, I will suggest if you are determined to leave the job, at least have 1 to 2 years of your savings as your emergency fund, because in case if things go wrong, so you need to have some sort of amount in your pocket. And when it comes to trading, build a strategy, do some back testing, go on the chart, see as per your strategy how it worked in the past. What were the trades successful, profitable, or not? Then, of course, whenever you trade the trade, irrespective of you make the profit or loss, there are going to be taxes, there are going to be brokerages. So keep that too in mind, that okay, whenever I take a trade, this is what I'm going to lose anyway. Right. For example, 20 rupees per trade in Zerodha. So doesn't matter you are making a profit or loss. 40 rupees are gone per trade. Plus, you have taxes on top of that. So if you understand all these aspects, then and then only you think about coming into full-time trading. Otherwise, give yourself a little more time to understand the field.
So, tell me something like how a beginner should start in this trading.
So, I mean, if you're a complete beginner, at least start with the basics. Learn the vocabulary of the market. When they say go long, go short, intraday, positional, what all these things are, and gradually improve yourself. Then do some paper trading. So when we say back testing, that's a part of paper trading, because you see that if I had taken the trade on so and so date on the basis of my strategy, what was the outcome? Was my trade in profit or loss? Okay. So do that. Work on your risk management, your capital allocation. If you have, for example, let's say 100 rupees in a pocket and you see there are 10 possible trades. So how are you going to allocate that 100 rupees among your trades? And secondly, you need to be very, very clear that if trades going in opposite direction, how will you handle it? So all this comes under risk and capital management. And unless and until you have mastered these, a simple equity intraday, don't jump into FNO, because FNO will eat up your capital very fast. Understand this, and never ever take MTF facility unless you know how to use it. MTF, when I say it's a margin trading facility, when you will take the loan from the broker and you take the trades on that, because MTF comes with charges and taxes. So that's for the advanced players, not for beginners.
So, like what I understood, you are using a lot of tools. So, can you share those tools or platform with our viewers so that can help them as well when they if they are planning to start the trading?
When it comes to charting, I usually use trading charts. That gives me enough data, and otherwise you can use Zerodha as well. It's just a matter of choice. I feel that trading view is good for me, although I take most of my trades in Zerodha. But again, like, it comes to a personal preference, nothing else. And whenever I take the trade, of course you have all the broker offer you a ledger, whatever trades you have taken, the profit and loss. But again, like, if you build a habit of writing your trades on paper, that today I took this rate and this was my capital employed, this was my SL, and this is the profit I made, or this is the loss I made. So at the end of the day, you can assess it. I started with 100 rupees in the morning, and at the end of the day, probably I'm left with maybe 90, or probably I may make a profit of 10 rupees, and now I have 110 rupees with a 10% return in a day. So this gives you, if you are in profit, it boosts your confidence. If you're in loss, it gives you another chance to assess your risk management, your setup, your strategy.
Okay, so any strategy you want to advise our viewers that they can follow?
I'll say, see, whenever any trading session starts, you have access to news and everything. I mean, like, usually what I do is I open Google News and I directly jump to business page. One business, second word. I mean, these two tabs are there, so it gives you a very high level, clear cut idea what's going to happen in the market today. It won't give you the exact levels, where to enter, where to exit, what's the SL, but it will clear the cloud for you. This is the view or trend for the day. And as you know, as I said, like, you work on the chart, do paper trading. So in when I say paper trading, it means that you try to draw your resistance and support levels. Okay, that, okay, this is my resistance level. If it reaches, I'll exit the trade, hoping that it will retract from there. So, and this is my support. If the support level breaches, I'll book the loss. So don't try to predict the market. Never do that. You have your resistance, you have your entry point, you have your stop loss. Just these three things are in your control. That's it. So, and then let the market flow. Whatever comes first, take the profit or loss, come out of it. Do not try to predict. Just go as the market trend says. If it's going up, buy. If it's going down, sell, and trust on your levels, support, resistance, and that's it.
Great. Good to know all these strategies. This will help to our viewers. Okay, what's your daily routine as a trader? What you do in a day to day? Like how you start your day? how you end up, if you can share that.
Yeah, sure. When I start my day, it's every time it starts with checking the news. I mean, as I said, Google News, and if there is any event, global or domestic event, I check that particular event. Let's say if RBI policy is going to be there, then I see. I mean, like I try to assess if it's going to be a rate cut or not, and if there are any election related results. So probably I try to stay away from the market unless the picture is clear. So I do all this. I note down the stocks I am willing to trade for the session so that I don't have to search for the stocks available for entry during the market. I don't do that. I do this during my homework. And so this is my homework for the coming session. Then comes the time when you have this pre-market session. It gives you a real good idea. I mean, like how the market is going to behave for the day. If most of the players are in green, कि सब अच्छा है, so plan for longs, L sharp. And once all these setups are done, I start my trading at 9:15, 9:30. At least I give first half an hour, I give the market to cool down because some, previous day trades are closing off, new trades are coming up. So half an hour is the time which I just view the market, don't do anything. And that's how the day goes on. I take the trades, and once it's 3:30, I review my trades. If I make, as I said, even irrespective of making a profit or loss, I try to assess it so that sometimes it gives you another clue that okay, I should have done this also to maximize the profit or minimize the loss. So see, it's an ongoing activity. I'll say I'm not a very big or a very talented trader. I won't say that, but I know that whoever has done a big, whoever has spent a big and long time in this journey, even they can't say what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, and they also do the same thing. They also assess their trades. They also assess their profits and losses. So it's a long journey, and you keep on learning new things every day. It's nobody can say that okay, I've understood the market completely. It never happens. So keep learning, keep doing back testing, and gradually the game will be in your side.
Okay, great. So before we wrap up, what's your message to anyone who wants to enter?
Message would be, I mean, see, trading is a skill. Don't try to trade just to make the profit. ऐसा नहीं होगा. लॉसेस होते रहते हैं, लॉसेस सबके होते हैं. जो टीवी पे आ रहे हैं उनके भी लॉसेस होते हैं, जो जो अभी नए शुरू कर रहे हैं वो भी लॉसेस है ना. इट्स ओनली द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ लॉसेस. प्रॉब्ली उनके लॉसेस आउट ऑफ 10 दे सी लॉसेस ट्वाइस, एंड और रेस्ट ऑफ अस हमारे 10 में से शायद 8 बार लॉसेस हो रहे हैं. सो ग्रेजुअली व्हाट हैपेंस, यू लॉसेस विल बी देयर, but the frequency of losses will go down drastically. Right. So if I tell you my success ratio, it's 60 or 65%. That's it. So out of every 10 trades, I face loss 4 times, even now. But I know कि वो 4 losses, I always cover twice the amount in my next 4 trades. तो मेरे 2 ट्रेड हमेशा ऐसे हैं जो मेरे को पूरा पैसा दे के गए, मेरे से लेके नहीं गए. बाकी के 4 ट्रेड्स आर वर्किंग एज अ काउंटर ट्रेड्स फॉर दोज 4 ट्रेड्स जहां पे मुझे लॉसेस हुए. तो डिसिप्लिन से करोगे तो हो जाता है. इट्स नॉट दैट रिवेंज ट्रेडिंग नहीं करना है. डिसिप्लिन लो, एक सिस्टम बनाओ कि ये होगा तभी मैं ट्रेड लूंगा, ये होगा तो मैं प्रॉफिट बुक करूंगा, ये होगा तो मैं लॉस बुक करूंगा. डोंट से दैट अच्छा लॉस हो गया कोई बात नहीं, रिवर्सल आएगा, मेरे लॉस कवर हो जाएंगे. कवर नहीं होंगे. इट विल इंक्रीज योर लॉसेस. आपका प्रॉफिट आ गया, बुक द प्रॉफिट और ट्रेल द एसेट. डोंट कीप सेटिंग आइडल कि ओके प्रॉफिट और बढ़ जाएगा. प्रॉफिट और नहीं बढ़ेगा, प्रॉफिट चला जाएगा. सो एटलीस्ट यू हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ योर डिसिप्लिन, सम सॉर्ट ऑफ सिस्टम दैट इफ दिस हैपेंस, दिस इज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू. और ये सिस्टम कभी भी लाइव मार्केट में मत बनाओ, क्योंकि उस टाइम हम लोग लॉजिकली नहीं सोचते हैं. उस टाइम हमारी थिंकिंग रैशनल नहीं होती, बायस्ड होती है. ऑलवेज प्री प्लान योर एग्जिट्स. Don't do this during the market. So, control your emotions, and that's it. Don't try to come up with some sort of shortcuts. No, there are none.
सो फुल टाइम ट्रेडिंग जर्नी है, कोई जादू नहीं. करेक्ट? इसी हिसाब से रख सकते हैं इस चीज को हम लोग. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So if you are hoping for a miracle, please don't come and do the trading. That's the advice.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jatin, today and sharing your real experience. I'm sure this episode will help many of our viewers understand the truth about trading.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for having me.
to everyone watching, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. More amazing discussions coming soon. Stay tuned.
See you in the
Thank you.
next episode. Until then, invest wisely, stay disciplined. Bye bye.
A good one. Bye bye.